From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, November 17th, 2015. Silver is trading at $14.24 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,079 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $336. Antiwar.com reports officials have been hyping a burst of momentum in favor of a rapprochement between the U.S. and Russia and growing unanimity about the need for the diplomatic settlement that will end much of the Syrian civil war to shift the focus on fighting the Islamic State. Yet it seems to be momentum more in theory than in practice, as everyone is basically retaining their respective positions, which were at odds from the start, and all this new willingness to talk does not seem to have come with a new willingness to compromise. Officials concede that very big gaps remain, as Russia's backing for free elections comes with the assumption the existing government's leadership will be allowed to run, while the U.S. position is that the existing government, and President Assad in particular, must be removed at all cost and seem only to be open to an election so long as candidates are severely limited, ensuring they know more or less who will win. Britain has come across a bit in the middle, expressing openness to Assad remaining during a transition period before eventually being ousted, though they too don't seem to be particularly interested in conceding fully free elections, which Assad might conceivably win. Russia's concessions, by contrast, are largely independent of their long-standing calls for a deal, as they are expressing growing willingness to back Syrian rebel factions that agree to shift their focus to fighting the Islamic State. Russia is said to be talking with several rebel factions, but so far none have admitted to it, and the big ones seem to be committed to staying on America's good side, which necessarily means spurning all Russian offers of aid. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports in the aftermath of last week's terrorist attacks in France, a deadly milestone in a different crisis was reached by the United States on Sunday. U.S. citizens killed by police this year are being tallied and represented in an interactive web exhibit created by the Guardian newspaper called The Counted. The database indicated shootings in California, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania on Sunday pushed the toll over the 1,000 mark. There is no official tally of people killed or wounded by law enforcement officers in the United States, but by all accounts, the 1,000 victim mark is a significant milestone. California leads the nation in police-related deaths, according to The Guardian. They're the only state with a tally over 100, with 183 so far this year. Texas is second with 98, and Florida is third with 61. Only one state in the nation, Vermont, has yet to record a police-related death in 2015. Rhode Island, North Dakota, and Maine each have one. One particularly staggering statistic, according to The Guardian, is this. Only 55 people have been killed in police-related incidents in Britain and Wales over the last 24 years. The United States passed that mark within the first 24 days of 2015. You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com. Reuters reports a Utah judge who sparked an outcry when he ordered a foster child to be taken from the home of her married lesbian foster parents removed himself from the case on Monday. 7th District Court Judge Scott Johansson disqualified himself from the case and referred it to the court's presiding judge, Mary Manley. The foster parents, Becky Pierce and April Hoagland, had cared for the 9-month-old girl since August, but Johansson last week ordered state child welfare workers to remove the baby from the couple's home because of their sexual orientation and ordered the child be placed with new foster parents within 7 days. He later amended his ruling, dropping the removal order in favor of a hearing to determine what is in the baby's best interest. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
According to locals waiting for a 66 bus in downtown Chicago last night, a young couple was making out in the passenger shelter like they were in Paris or something. Onlookers spoke to reporters about the pair, who carried on their passionate embrace for over 20 minutes, as if they were in some sort of goddamn candlelit bistro tucked away in Montmartre.
It's been almost a half an hour and they're still going at it. It's like they think they're sitting on a sun-dappled picnic blanket in the Tuileries Gardens. I mean, where the hell are we? The Champs-Elysees?
The pair's marathon makeout session, which took place in downtown Chicago and not, as frustrated onlookers emphasized, on a cobblestone street in the city of lights, featured intense gazing, deep tongue kissing, and other gestures of affection typically reserved for a couple strolling down the banks of the Seine River.
You know, for a second there, I honestly thought we had all been transported to Parc Monceau, drinking flutes of champagne on a wonderful summer afternoon while being serenaded by a Parisian accordion player. But no, we're at a bus stop in Chicago.
This is the Onion News Network.
Welcome to the Rebel Love Show. We are a once-a-week broadcast from Manchester, New Hampshire, where we are pro-pot, pro-gun, and pro-coffee. You can find all of our content at rebelloveshow.com. I am Mathias.
And I'm the Rebel Mistress. Did you like how I jumped in there?
I love that.
Coffee?
Yes.
I was trying to synchronize.
Yeah, that was beautiful, baby. That was beautiful. So we got a shit ton to talk about. So much going on. Everything from Uber activism.
Can I just say, we couldn't even remember a week.
Oh my God.
We were just sitting here like, what did we do the other day? And
every day
we did something every day.
Every day there's always something going on. That's why, if you're on my Facebook at all and you see me post a lot of pictures, don't think it's like, I literally post that stuff so I remember what happened. Because literally there's always something going on. I'm always taking pictures just so I can remember, you know, going back and seeing what I actually did.
I'm glad you take pictures because I didn't remember, and then you're scrolling back on your Facebook, and I'm like, oh, we had a fun time. I remember that now.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Maybe just too much weed.
You can never have too much weed.
So how was your week? How's your week been? What's new? What's going on?
Well, I want to start off with, I had a boring date, really boring date. Like, beautiful chick, 19 years old. She seemed awesome. Tattoos, piercings, blah, blah, blah.
Did I see this chick?
Yeah, you did. You didn't think she was that great looking. I thought she was, but whatever. That's
how tall is she?
She was, oh man, I want to say she was taller than you, but I mean,
everyone's taller. Don't compare to me.
Yeah,
no one can be compared to me.
No one can compare to you, baby doll. But she was, I want to say like 5'5", blonde.
Blonde?
Yeah, blonde chick.
I didn't know she was blonde.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, not really.
I don't think I recall seeing this chick. Short hair, long hair?
Longish hair.
Was she chubby?
She wasn't chubby. You said she was chubby. She was not chubby, but she was just boring. Like just a boring date. Like,
what do you consider chubby?
What do I consider chubby?
Yeah.
It depends on the weight and height. Like,
yeah, that's true.
You know,
it all really depends.
It really depends on the person. Anyways,
I'm trying to figure out why I said she wasn't attractive, because now that you're speaking,
it doesn't even matter. At any rate, one thing that like is horrible going on a date that especially like online, not like someone you meet.
How long did you talk to her?
I don't know, like a week or so.
Oh, that's good. That's good timing.
Yeah, like anything longer than that, I barely even want to try anymore. Like, it's not worth it. Like,
yeah,
I'm just messaging someone I'm never gonna see. Like, what's the point? Yeah,
lazy.
Yeah, you can't jump like to that night, but you can if it's within a week or so. I mean, you can go back.
Unless you're a gay guy, then you can jump whenever.
Well, yeah, it's different. There's different rules that apply. So
I wish I was a gay guy. Next time on Flaming Freedom.
So, anyways, no, like I always have a problem, and this actually is also the same thing with a lot of normal people I'll meet. Sometimes it's just really hard to relate. Like uniqueness represents unique. Recognizes uniqueness. Like they don't have to be a voluntarist or anarchist or whatever and be on that level playing field.
They have like a spark.
Yeah, they have a spark of like creativity or awareness or interest, intrigue, something along those lines. And that was just like it just wasn't there. Yeah. Like she had no like life experiences to bring up in conversation. She had nothing really to talk about. at all.
So, like, what do you picture her day being? Just sitting at home watching Golden Girls?
No, I'm probably sitting at home, smoking pot, playing with her dogs. That's about it.
She sounds like me.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. There ain't nothing wrong with smoking, chilling with your dog. Like that sounds like a good time to me too. But I think that's all she really does.
Oh yeah, I like my puppy.
Yeah,
I
so,
mean, speaking of staying at home, just to tangent off there a little bit, my new career path. So I've been staying at home a lot lately.
Yeah, you have. First off, I am proud of your new career path.
Oh, thank you.
I'm looking forward to the fruits of your labor.
Oh, thank you.
I want you to be my sugar mama.
One day. So I'm now narrating audiobooks. So that's something I've been working on for a few weeks now. And the first one is actually due to come out very soon. I'm very excited about it. And when it's done, I'm going to announce it, then everyone can go download it. But I mean, unemployment has been great. It has given me a lot of time to focus on other stuff that's just more important. For instance, I'm in a sketch writers group and we're writing a comedy show for Liberty Forum, which I'm super excited about. I even changed. I'm a cover photo activist.
Yeah, you change your cover photo like once a week.
It has to be an important event.
I almost know. I don't think I've ever actually. No, I've changed my cover photo once.
I'm a cover photo
like
activist.
Once. Yeah.
People make those in cover photo like format, so you can put it as your.
I've thought about getting on the cover photo bandwagon, but I don't know. It just seems like too much of like, look at me.
Everyone,
like
what?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like those people that change their profile picture like every day. And just for the likes, that's just for the funsies, just for the likes. They're just changing their profile picture left and right just for the likes.
Let's be honest, we're all like whores here,
and on some degree, yes. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on Facebook or whatnot.
But no, I feel like cover photo activism is important because people always look at your cover photo. They can always. That's the first thing they see when they come to your page. Even if they're not going to like it, they always see your cover photo. I pay attention to everybody's cover photo. I'm like, oh, but I wonder what she has. There's some good ones out there. Just saying. You should get into it, babe.
All right. Maybe I'll start.
You can find some really good stuff, I bet.
Maybe I'll limit to like maybe once every couple of months I'll change it up.
Yeah.
Or once a shire year, I think is a good enough time to keep changing your cover photo.
Yeah, I feel like that would work. Also, in my unemployment, I had more time to focus on my wedding. Yay!
Yeah, you went to a bridal shower, right?
A bridal fitting.
Oh wow!
Which is really crazy because everyone keeps asking me like, "Oh, like why are you? You're gonna have a ceremony?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course. Like, why would I not want to have a party?"
Can I jump in there for a second when we talk about the wedding and whatnot? This thing really pissed me off. I had a conversation with like coworkers. Coworkers come up to me and I was talking about my wedding, the wedding coming up.
Yeah.
And one of them came up to me and she's like, "So I gotta know, is it gonna be a real wedding? Are you really getting married?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, we're really getting married." So she's like, "Oh, so you're gonna get a license and have a priest or something like that there?" I'm like, "No, we're not doing that."
Like, but how does that not? I don't know. Does that make it imaginary? Like for some people,
apparently we're gonna have
understand
imaginary weddings. We're just pretending. We're pretending to have a ceremony. We're gonna pretend to be with each other for the rest of our lives. It's not like we're already together now, living together. Like I guess we're pretending right now too.
Yeah, everything is just pretend unless
all because we don't have it written down on a piece of paper or a contract. That's and also somehow pay people we've never met to get a permission slip to be with the person that you love.
And then if you want to leave, then you pay people to get
a permission
then
slip. of course they come back with this, they swing it right back around and they go, but what about the taxes?
What?
Well, you get tax breaks for being a couple, so like you get
this is gross.
They don't steal as much money.
I hate writing my address on government pieces of paper. Like I literally hate it. I cringe. It makes me cringe. Just like being in the government building. I don't want them to have any of my information, especially my personal, intimate information. Why do they need that? So they can give me a tax break?
Yeah, but
for money they stole from me?
Babe, they're just trying to build the roads with those tax dollars. They're just trying to build the roads and somehow they have some sort of legitimacy there in order to like say that you need to pay them for permission. And they'll give you little kickbacks if you do. They'll bribe you. they're going to bribe you with it. They're going to give you some of your money back, and maybe we'll help you out in hospitals or other situations. We'll throw our weight around like, yeah, go ahead. They'll write down on a piece of paper, call it a law to help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're still submitting to their rule. You're still submitting to what they want you to do, and you got to pay them to do it. You got to pay them to do that.
Nothing is free.
No,
especially if it's coming from government. Like, nothing is free. But anyway, for my imaginary bridal.
That's right, the bridal. No, yeah. Go for it.
It was great. Everyone was late, running on shower time as usual.
Sounds like everyone was drunk too.
Everyone's drunk the whole day. But what else is more when we come back?
Are you a political activist who does things that the government might not like? Then this free ebook may save your life. Rats is your guide to protecting yourself against snitches, informers, informants, agents provocateur, narcs, finks, and similar vermin. Rats was written by OG libertarian Claire Wolfe.
Didn't really mind.
Rats is a short
You didn't mind that she's really hot and groped you?
Yeah. No.
Download Rats.
Okay.
She grew up in everybody though. Everybody tried to undress herself.
That's rats-nosnitch.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no.
I will admit
right
that dog
to
is
tell us
cute.
what to put in our bodies, then they have to
For those, you can't really see the dog. I actually can't see the dog at all on the webcam. Here, there he is. He's in the corner. This dog is like tripled in size in like the last month. At this rate, this dog's going to be like bigger than Anne. Anne's going to be able. My rebel mistress here is going to be able to ride this as a horse at some point soon. That's how big this dog's getting. But he is super cute.
Yeah, I want to get him a spiked collar. He can be my little slave. You too.
I ain't wearing no collar, babe. You might be my rebel
see about
mistress.
that.
You might go overboard with some shit like you did last night, but yeah, I ain't wearing no goddamn collar.
Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Instead of just listening, you can also watch. See the Liberty Radio Network's key New Hampshire-based live shows via our studio cam at cam.lrn.fm. Plus, you'll still be able to listen to the Liberty Radio Network via the cam feed in high quality 24/7, even when there's no live show being produced in our Keene studio. But wait, there's more.
Oh my
Our
God.
chat room is built into the Keene so you can
What is
interact
Steve?
with
Wait.
listeners online. Listen, watch, and chat. All free at cam.lrn.fm. That's cam.lrn.fm.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do you think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with downsizedc.org. Consider a proposal
Yeah, he would have to find
buried in a
someone.
3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered committee chairmen or their agents to examine Americans' tax returns. When this horrible provision came to light, no one claimed to know how it got into the bill. One congressman questioned said, "I didn't write it. I didn't approve it. I wasn't even consulted." If your attorney represented you this way, he might be disbarred. But this is how Congress represents you every day. That's why downsizedc.org has created the Read the Bills Act. You can force Congress to read their bills before they pass them at downsizedc.org.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. You likely buy all kinds of things online. Amazon is the largest online retailer. You can get what you need at the same great prices, and LRN gets a cut. Please do your online shopping at shop.lrn.fm.
If you want to move to the
Free state, and you're looking for some real estate.
Oof. I think we've all had enough of that.
Oh my God,
don't
babe!
you?
Just think about this. You can get like other. Oh, we should like target all these porcupine businesses and say that you'll do a voiceover for them, and you'd be played on LRN.
Come on,
No.
you know it.
What do you mean no? Hey, what are we coming back with?
You can come back with your bad date if you had some more on it because I interrupted you.
No, I don't really have anything else.
I'm on that. And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. Before we left, we were talking about my bridal fitting and our imaginary wedding. And basically, I was saying how everyone was drunk, which, I mean, it's the middle of the day. It's a bridal shower. Everyone's barely legal or not legal. Renee came super late, as per usual. And by this time, no one had eaten, and we had only brought champagne. So we just got super drunk. And I tried on dresses, and it was really cute. And the lady was asking me how I met you, and I was like, Tinder. And then she was like, "Oh my God, really? There's hope."
I do.
She was hot too,
Oh well, you should have asked her out.
and she seemed like she was like a rolling. I swear, she seemed like she was.
Well, I guarantee you probably no bride has ever asked the person like fitting them if they want to go out on a date. You should ask her out.
How do you ask people for threesomes? You know,
You just ask them. That's what you got to do. You just ask. You just break the awkwardness and just say, "Hey."
I've never asked. I've always just initiated.
Oh, well, it's easy for you to do it though.
Yeah. Only thing I got to do is just get a few people in a room, and everyone will be having sex.
Yeah, you're good at that.
I'm very good at that.
You're a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're good at putting it all together.
Yeah, I do my fair share here. So since we're talking about threesomes,
The Creamy D, Freedom Fiends. So for those listening at home, we have a new Rebel Love Show commercial. It's on LRN.FM. It's in rotation right now, and it features myself and the Rebel Mistress, and we talk about why you should listen to this show because it's one of the hippest, coolest, sexiest podcasts coming on, man.
yes, and it's great. And behind that, we had a homage to Freedom.
Well, yeah, to Freedom Fiends. Yeah, to Freedom Fiends. I'm a huge fan of Freedom Fiends. To be perfectly honest, I was listening to Freedom Fiends like I think episode 5 or 10, way back in the Nima Vadati golden days.
I haven't listened to it. I listened to a bit of it once, and I really like his voice, which is why I really liked his sex tape.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
His voice is really nice.
So, speaking of, in this commercial, we have we have Freedom Fiends, Michael Dean. He back in like I want to say March or April, he posted this podcast of him, his wife, and another woman having a threesome as a podcast. It was like some kink podcast he used to do, like, apparently before Freedom Fiends and whatnot. And he commented about how me and O-Girl should like have more sex on air or something. Like I wasn't even with him. I forgot what he exactly said. And I'm not. That ended a long time ago or whatever. At any rate, it was like you should have more sex for liberty, or he said something along those lines. He's like me and
it
her.
was awesome. We listened to the sex tape. It was amazing. We all liked it.
Yeah, we loved it.
It's been like our I don't know, just like a running Rebel Love show.
It was like episode I think 51 or 52. We actually critiqued the podcast on air. So we actually played it on air,
and we had Renee's reaction.
God, Renee's reaction,
such a
horrible.
bitch.
Yeah, she was so stuck up. Hopefully she's grown up a little bit more without that stuck upness. Because man, she acted as if like everything about it was horrible. I thought it was beautiful.
She still would think it was horrible. I bet.
I'm sure she probably would.
But anyway, no, we loved it, and he told us to listen to his show, and that he had mixed feelings about it.
Well, see, first off, I never told him that I was putting that in a commercial. I didn't tell anyone that, to be perfectly honest, except for a couple people in person. But for the most part, I never told anyone that we were going to put his sex tape as a backdrop of our commercial. So basically, the entire commercial is his sex tape for a minute, our bumper, and then over that as well. So it's our music as well from one of our bumpers, and then us talking. I never asked. I figured he'd figure it out. I was kind of hoping to see what his reaction would be.
Yeah, and I thought he'd be happy, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty,
I thought he'd think it was funny.
we
I thought it
played
was
it on the show
funny.
before. We loved it,
Yeah.
and we wanted to like give it a little boost, like like we used on the show before. So it was nothing but flattery, from our perspective.
Yeah, definitely. And we meant no disrespect at all. And even though we don't believe in IP, like we'd be happy to take it down because we were definitely not trying to disrespect you in any way.
Yeah,
or your wife.
Well, yeah.
Because if I was his wife, and I was mad about it, I'd understand.
But he talked about on the previous Freedom Fiends episode about how he had mixed feelings. The wife didn't like it. And he kind of, I do want to touch one thing. He did talk about how it was kind of false advertising somewhat, and said how we should have sex in the background. I do disagree with that because that is content that was on a previous episode. So that's not something that's something that has already been on the show before. And that's just bringing back an old episode and reincorporating into a commercial. So I do disagree with you on that. And IP is IP. I can do whatever the fuck I want. But I will, if he doesn't like it, to be generous and honorish and whatever you want to say, I will gladly redo it with a different sex tape, probably ours or something like that. But I don't want him to,
No, I don't want anyone to be.
I don't want him to be upset with it.
But if he said, I mean, I don't know. I'd be glad to take it down. We are planning on making another commercial either way. So and that one will be extra fun as well. So look forward to that. And also, he actually said that what was it exactly? Can't remember word for word, but he was wondering. He called me your girlfriend, which I hate when people do that.
I know you're my fiance. You're gonna be my life partner.
First of all, I'm your nothing. I am my own person and individual, and I was in this community when me and Rob weren't together. That's all I just would like everyone to remember.
No, you
here.
stayed, even though yeah. When we broke up, you still stayed around.
Like that guy's girlfriend, and I had my own show. It's not like I can't even be like the co-host of a host of another show. Like I'm just like that guy's girlfriend. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're co-host of Flaming Freedom. You were the host / co-host of Seditious Sirens. Yeah, you've done a lot of radio as it is on LRN.
Yeah, and I mean, I pretty much try to stay active. But anyway, and he was wondering if someone should tell me what a mistress is, and Creamy D, no one needs to tell me what a mistress is. I feel like I could tell you, I could show you better than I could tell you. So I was wondering if that was a challenge. I'll show you who's your mistress. But other than that,
trust me, she can. Oh my God, I'm still recovering from last night.
I am a lady in the streets and a mistress in the sheets. I have my sweet side and I have my dom side. And, we could talk about that more on Flaming Freedom, which is where we get really kinky.
Yeah, no, you don't like talking about too much sex and kink on this show as much as you do Flaming Freedom. If you want to know about our sex life, apparently listen to Flaming Freedom because she goes into super detail on that. But
what
she doesn't like to do it on this show.
It's Derek J's butt cheeks.
His butt cheeks did look fantastic at the Halloween dance
Derek
party.
J is just fabulous. So, yeah. But that's the Sex, Drugs, and Anarchy show. But, never judge a book by its cover. I think that's what I'd say. And I really still like your voice. So, I mean, if you want us to take your sex tape down, we will. But just so you know, we meant no disrespect. So we just wanted to point that out. When we come back, we're going to talk about my first experience with Star Wars.
Oh my God, guys. It's good. It's really good.
Why did you move to the
What are
Shire?
you reading?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around.
What were you
who take
reading?
Liberty just as seriously as I do.
I was just curious what you wrote. I saw that you were typing.
People challenging
What?
authority and thought that I could get
Oh,
support
okay.
myself.
What?
It called to
Okay.
me like, do
Okay.
this
Well, it wasn't.
right now.
I know, but it was okay. It wasn't in the show notes, so I figured it was something different.
No, I have the Uber. I just have everything else we talked about.
I've always wanted to change the world.
I do that a lot.
So I moved to the Shire to join people who are actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive.
It was for the adventure and for the feeling of
But you
something
said
important
flattery,
is
so I
happening
thought you
here.
had
And
read
I
what
just
I
wanted
had
to come
read.
to sort of
What
be
I had
part of
wrote.
that.
Visit
You said
shiresociety.com
flattery,
to read
and I
and
had
sign
wrote
the
that
Shire
down
Society
as a
decret
thing to
and learn the
say.
reasons why. If
Oh,
you
okay.
love
And then you didn't.
liberty,
Then you said
you
it, so
should
I thought maybe
immigrate
you
to the
did see
Shire.
it.
Plus, add yourself to the Shire Math at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com.
Oh, did you delete it?
So the protection
No, I don't know. I'm just opening like this. I don't even think this is in any doc. I just think it's just a blank one.
Oh, then how? Yeah, I didn't know you wrote that.
Yeah, but I didn't realize
we can have a free market, a truly free market, making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying,
this is a really good commercial.
Demonstrate the power of these ideas.
This commercial for 101 Reasons to Move to New Hampshire, it actually is really well edited.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New
it has
Hampshire.
great
A
production
documentary by
value.
Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at
You look really nice. You look different. You look like Stern.
Look stern.
Yeah.
I really like this purple shirt.
No, I mean in the 101 Reasons video.
I look stern.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I looked hardcore anarchist in that.
You wonder why people don't like. I'm just kidding.
Look, you know what? I work as a sales job in my day job, and it's one thing I learned relatively quickly is you need to be confident of yourself and what you can do. And there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance. I like to think I walk over that line from time to time, but I'd rather do that than actually, be a pushover and walk over. That's just who I am. I don't mean disrespect to other people if I'm come across as a know-it-all or full of myself or something, but you kind of have to be full of yourself. You got to love you and be passionate about you and be. I mean,
I somewhat.
I may take it too far,
Tone it down.
Sometimes I know. To be perfectly honest, I feel like I've toned it down a lot in the last year.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's because I dominate you so hard. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, when I let you, and that's I only let you do that because I want you to.
Sure.
I don't really.
Sure. Shivers and chills. What do you want me to do?
Oh, that was incredible. You need to do that again.
Shut up. You're so ridiculous.
Like, and it wasn't complaining about it. I loved it.
You weren't.
Concise, insightful, glass half full sounding responses. And you should
Actually, I'm a little upset that you stopped. Oh, well, I did say the safe word, so you're right. I shouldn't have said it. I actually regret
so
it.
Much shit.
I regretted it. I regretted saying it afterwards.
You talk so much shit. You just talk all of the shit.
All the shit.
All of it.
All of it.
Tips for job seekers and making all the other conversations you have more productive. Hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. And right before the break, my royal mistress here dropped the bombshell. And this is something I've been trying to get her to do for literally since the moment I met her. Well, at least till the moment I found out, which probably was relatively quickly. And I've been pushing this for a long time. But she's never seen Star Wars. Now, do not do not be mean about it. Don't don't judge her for it. I mean, her past history, she was never introduced or experienced, she never had the life experience of watching Star Wars. It saddens me in my heart. I'm a sci-fi geek, and Star Wars is amazing.
You're just such a nerd because no one I grew up around was watching Star Wars.
Everyone I knew growing up watched Star Wars. Every single person I've ever met until you has seen Star Wars.
Well, every single person I've met.
They may not have liked Star Wars, but they've actually seen it.
Well, that's not true. But mostly,
that is true. Literally.
No,
you
I
and
was
one
saying
other
what
person
I
are the only
said
two people I've
wasn't true.
ever met.
Yeah, I was saying what I said wasn't true. No, no one was watching Star. It wasn't a big deal. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, I did watch it for the first time. It was awesome. It was pretty good. I already knew a lot of the references from that 70s show.
Yeah. But I got to jump in, babe. Okay. When you first started watching, I got to be very specific. I started her on episode 4, A New Hope. I figured that's a great start. You got to start with the classics. You can't just jump to 1. I mean, you can't. I don't even think she should even watch 1 to begin with. All right. But we did episode 4. She saw them defeat the Death Star. And then we went to episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. All right. Which is by far, and I hate to break it to you, babe, Empire Strikes Back was by far the best Star Wars film ever made.
So
it's all downhill from now.
It's all downhill from there.
Yeah, it's all downhill. I didn't want to say that to you, but it's all downhill from now.
What about the new one? Why are we going to watch that one?
Because I have high hopes for it. Now, here's the thing. We're at a dilemma right now. Do we go just to 6, or just 6, or then go back to 1, 2, and 3? That is not the order that she will be watching Star Wars. She'll be watching Star Wars going back to 2 and 3. I want to give her the hero's tale of Darth Vader. All right, maybe he wasn't the bad guy that everyone thought he was, and she just found out that Darth Vader is Luke's father. Like, she just found this out.
Yeah, I mean, so this is what I thought. So now you can judge me.
I had to give the detail of how we're going to be watching them.
So I knew some of the references from like that 70s show because I used to watch that show and I liked it. And as for movies, like I watched a lot of like Blow. Like, I don't know.
Blow.
Stuff about Johnny Depp. I really like Johnny Depp.
Please don't say that you watched that as a kid.
Yeah.
You need to say.
That's what I watched.
I watched that. I wasn't a kid when I watched that.
Harry Potter, like the Hunger Games, like I don't know. But anyway, I knew some of the references from like that 70s show, and it's like, Luke, I am your father. So, and of course, it's just a famous reference anyway. But what I thought is that he said that and it wasn't true. Like, it may not have been true.
Why did you think that?
Because I know they have mind control over people. So I was like, oh, he's trying to make him think he's his dad because he really killed his dad. So I was like, oh, like that. And then it's just like him the rest of the show trying to figure out if Darth Vader is his father or not. And then it turns out that Darth Vader is not his dad. I don't know. I don't know. That was my imagination for Star Wars, but I was wrong.
So what did you think of it? Like, was it everything you thought it would be? Was it better? Was it worse? Like, I mean, this is something that people have talked to probably multiple times in your life.
I never thought anything about it, honestly. I know you want me to because
no,
you think it's so awesome.
I'm not asking you what you thought about. Well, like going
I'm saying I didn't have any expectations. You kept telling me don't have any expectations, and I honestly didn't because I never thought about Star Wars in like this epic fashion. But now I see why people love it. It's like just like Harry Potter and everything else because it has like a tale, a hero's journey, like who's good and who's bad, and I like that concept of morality in shows. And he chopped off that guy's fucking arm, and I mean
Luke's.
Luke.
His father.
His father
chopped off his arm.
And I was really disturbed by that because I was like, there was no, like, I never heard anyone say he was handicapped.
She's like, she's like turning me like,
how is he going to go on with no hand?
In the next movie? Like, how are they going to fix this?
So when they chopped his arm off, I kept thinking he was going to mind control it back to him or something and then kill Darth Vader.
She was really shocked by it. She was super shocked.
I don't know. I had high hopes for it. Why do you think everyone loves Star Wars? Why are you so fangirl
it's
about
so epic. It's such an epic story of
a lot of libertarian, like every libertarian. Does it have any libertarian?
Yes. Oh,
aspects?
Han Solo. I mean, Han Solo is the quintessential anarchist in the movies. I mean, he's all about capitalism. He's all about free trade, and he's like, fuck the state. I want to go help, like, join the military. Like not the military, but join the resistance. I mean, he's a jack of all trades. So I mean, yeah, he's fantastic. But that is a very big libertarian thing in there. The fact that so many libertarians are very anti, like, the empire that is the United States government. So a lot of people can compared to police states and the military to stormtroopers. So there's a lot. The fact that they're rebels, and they're trying to bring freedom to the
That
galaxy.
makes sense. Oh, okay. I just totally got that just now.
That they're fighting an oppressive government.
It's because but it's kind of hard to like put it into perspective because they're like flying all through the universe and they're like, oh, we're going to this galaxy, like light speed and shit. Like, I don't know.
Well, it's one galaxy. It's a galaxy far, far away and a long time ago.
Yeah, so I guess that's why it was hard for me to find a symbolism. I got it. I mean, I see why people love it, and I'm rooting for so many people, and I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay, that's a perfect transition. What are you hoping for, and what do you think is gonna happen in 6?
In 6, I'm hoping that Leia. I didn't know this whole Leia and Hans were like hooking up. I didn't know they were like. And you're so vain about like Hans. He's so like vain. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I
was
love Han
hoping
Solo.
Leia would be with Luke. So I'm kind of hoping that happens.
Well,
and
okay, all right,
and
fair enough. I will not.
I kind of want a love story between Darth Vader and Luke. Like
I
want
love
them.
Story.
Yeah, I want them to
Like father and son reconnect.
Yeah, he gives him his arm back. I don't know. He apologizes for chopping it off, and Darth Vader just turns into a good guy. Okay, so we can obviously tell that
First,
it's not gonna go this way. But
people, do not give her any spoilers. Don't do not do any kind of spoilers.
Well, we've all watched like Game of Thrones and the Red Wedding, and we all had high hopes for all of those people, and they just all fucking died.
Yeah, I know.
So you never know what's gonna happen in the movie, but I'm excited to keep watching it, and we're gonna have a Chinese and Star Wars party because we're racist.
Yeah, and we hate Chinese people in Star Wars apparently. I don't
and
know.
Christmas.
Yeah,
we got a racist Starbucks cup the other day.
But the way you're going that you're going to see this, the rest of the Star Wars films are going to. No one, to my knowledge, I'm sure someone has at some point, but the way you're going to watch it, you're going to see the hero's journey of Darth Vader. And the reason why I say that is because I don't really, if I had force powers or whatnot, I would not consider myself a Jedi. I would probably consider myself a Sith. Now, would I do is horrible things that Darth Vader has already done? No, I would not. But at the same time, I mean, the Sith, they can still love and they can have fun. They're not so rigid. And in all honesty, like, what did the Jedi Empire? I mean, the Jedi really do in their heyday, which you haven't even seen yet. But all they did is help the establishment force as it was.
I mean, I don't understand what he's saying. He sounds super statist at this point, but we'll see. We'll see what he means. Uber when we come back.
Freedom Fiends with Michael Dean and his weird friends.
Mr. Michael Dean, and this is my show, Freedom Fiends.
I love that.
I hope you like it. If you don't, I don't really care. I don't make it for the masses. I make it for the cool weirdos who are up late at night. Insomniacs, swing shift workers, the homeless. Yeah.
People in other countries.
People in other countries who are at their day job that's 9 to 5. Good point. Point. The unemployed, the underemployed, the worried.
Okay, y'all. Now, if y'all are feeling a little worried tonight and you've got a hamster running around in your brain, we have a solution for you. Just put your hands on your computer or your telephone, and the spirit of the fiends is going to come rushing right through, and it's going to
I had to take him in, babe.
That is Amanda.
What? What is Amanda? What are you talking about?
Amanda is on Freedom Fiends.
Amanda who?
Amanda Parsons.
Amanda Parsons is on Freedom Fiends?
She was just on that commercial.
In Survivor Max
I just put it on. I'm 99% sure Amanda Parsons is not on Freedom Fiends.
Well, what is she on?
Nothing.
No, she does a show. Her
She
and Ken
used-
Ottinger do it.
Yes, Unity Evolved is the name of that show, and it's been defunct for like 6 months. Unity
Okay,
Evolved.
let's go look
oh
at her
my God,
profile. She does a show, and they were talking about it.
Yes, but Amanda Parsons used to co-host Uni Evolved, and she also used to co-host for a short time the Corey Moore Show, but she has never been on Freedom Feeds. You're talking about an LRN and Liberty Podcast junkie.
Okay. Well, I'm
I'm
saying
not
she's
wrong.
on something.
I think she might be doing another podcast
She is
as of right
doing
now,
something,
but it's not
yeah.
Freedom Feeds.
Well, it's called Fiends or something because I've heard her say it multiple times.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
You can do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, hey, who do you think you are? Excuse me. There is no video or audio allowed in this office. No, I have work today. You ain't gonna make it. Wait, now, wait a minute. Whoa, hey! Oh my God!
Unbelievable.
Because you scared me. What am I being detained for? You're being served. What is this? You're being served. What is this?
Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no. Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
I just did a really stupid snap.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
This is your Robertson Roberts Brokerage Daily Precious Metals Update. In early trading Tuesday, gold is down $4 at $1,080 per ounce. Silver is down 5 cents at $14.29 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at $332 US. Robertson Roberts Brokerage is a trusted name in precious metals since 1977. We're serious about precious metals. Give us a call at 800-874-9760 or visit us online at rrbi.co.
Is it my turn to bring it back?
You enjoy LRN.FM.
Yes.
Okay, I did want to mention our exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get into Uber, I'll bring it back. And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. Before we left, we were discussing my journey through Star Wars and how I have high hopes for happy endings.
Don't be too happy, babe. There are some.
Nevertheless, I'm excited to go to see it with you on Christmas Eve. That'll be fun. It's an open event. Everyone should come see it with us if you're in Vegas.
Baby.
Before we get into Uber activism, we are getting hot.
Well, first off, we already are hot, and you're gorgeous, but we can do better.
Thank you. Yeah, we can both do better.
I mean, yeah.
So there's a guy in the community, and he's like just the statue of fitness. And he's always exercising, and he posts to this group. We have it's a naked hike that's happening.
So
what's the details
basically,
of this?
here's the details. There is a planned naked hike at PorkFest where sometime, I forget what day at PorkFest, but we're gonna go hiking up in the mountains and be completely naked. And there is an accountability group. It's a workout accountability group. Basically, it was the same thing for there's a Speedo day at Hampton Beach it's like a sequel to that. So the whole idea is in this group is to post status updates and kind of call people out that aren't exercising and hold them accountable so everyone gets in shape. Now, for me, obviously, I want to look really damn good for our wedding, and
for this naked hike.
Exactly.
I'm so glad they're having a naked hike at PorkFest because
I hope a lot of people join that. I want it to be like 100 strong. That'd be awesome.
No, that would be awesome, especially because they've had such stigma about nudity in the past.
Because last year I forget the guy's name, but he was walking around butt ass naked with Derek J, no less, and they went and sat down and had lunch. And I remember walking up over to him, and I literally just shook his hand and said, "That man, you're a hero." apparently
The naked man.
The naked man, yeah. Hey, free the tits, free the balls. You know, why stop at lady nipples? You know, everyone should be able to be walking around naked. It's a human body. You shouldn't be offended. Not that I want everyone to. It's everyone's prerogative whether to do it or not.
But I'm glad they're just becoming more open to it. It just sounds fun. I'm excited.
Well, yeah, I'm very excited about it.
I hope it's just really nice out that day, and I can just let it all loose. No pictures though. Wait, do you care about pictures?
I don't.
I don't want anyone taking pictures. I'm so tired of
There's
people.
already people have taken a lot. There's a lot of pictures of you that floated around from the big gay dance party last year, anyways.
Well, at least this time I'll be fitter, so I won't care as much about the pictures.
Well, I need to be fitter
whatever.
too. Looking at those pictures, I kind of want to take one of them and just like put it on the wall, and just
So what
say
are you,
workout.
what are you doing to other than to diet and work out?
Dieting a lot. Definitely be eating healthy. Cutting back on any kind of snack or anything that like don't get any food out unless it's at a really nice restaurant and it's lean. I'm not gonna have that. I'm not gonna drink any beer anymore. Like I'm done for beer for a while.
But we still have beer in the fridge.
I know
so
someone else is gonna have to drink that. I guess we'll have to save that for Saturday because Cody's probably gonna be coming down here and doing off the air live. So the next off the air live is gonna be recorded at the Rebel Love Studios here in Manch Vegas. Just eating healthy, but exercising a lot. Especially we started doing Just Dance exercise.
Yeah, we just danced the hell out of some Just Dance, and I'm the champion.
Barely. She barely bit me. Beat me.
Please. Anyway, anywho,
I won a few of those songs. Apparently, like according to the Xbox 360, I'm a better dancer at some songs than you are, babe. You just gotta deal with that shit.
You just have longer arms. But anyway,
not even me. What is that?
I
love that excuse. I don't even know what that means as an excuse.
I don't know. But can I actually just like point out how I love the fact that we have something like Facebook where we can all, it just made me feel better because today I ate low carb all day and it was my first time doing it all day. And I was like, I'm proud of myself. And I was like, I can post this on Facebook and like that'll like encourage people. And they're like, yeah, I need to do something too. So I started doing it and I danced today and I did like some crunches and just a solid dance off with myself. So I got my exercise in, so I think I'm gonna be fit for Porkfest. I'm gonna lose 10 pounds. I'm saying this on it. 10 pounds.
I want to lose like 20, at least, maybe more. I need to lose weight.
I mean, I feel like we've been getting a lot of workouts, even doing activism. I feel like we've been walking a lot.
You feel like you've been walking a lot because most of the day you just sit around on your ass.
That's not true.
That is pretty damn true.
No, I dance around. I'm naked.
What?
Yeah.
Why don't you do that when I'm here?
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Well, you need to do that more when I'm here.
Anywho.
But I'm on my feet every day. My job dictates I'm on my feet all the time.
But okay, but either way, this has been a busy week for us. Like we've been driving back and forth to Portsmouth, standing in the cold, waving signs at people, doing interviews, all in support of the Uber, free Uber. Where were we last night? What happened?
Well, last night? Yeah, that was last night. So okay, the free Uber stuff that's going on in Portsmouth. A little bit of the backstory. I'm sure
I was gonna read Chris David's open letter, so let me just find it.
All right, well, fine. You just passed it. That was the open. No, that's the other side. Oh, yeah. You just go to my profile and I have it on there.
Got you.
So while she's looking that up, the whole thing is Christopher David got arrested in Portsmouth for not being an Uber driver, but basically being an Uber driver for videotaping himself being an Uber driver and having to deal with bouncers.
That is a horrible way to tell the story. He got arrested.
That's why he got arrested. That bouncers filed wiretapping charges against him.
Yes, but what happened specifically was he was outside picking up a customer, and the guy was angry because he was an Uber driver, and the bouncer called the police on him, and the police came because he was an Uber driver, and then he was filming the cops.
And the reason why the police came because he's an Uber driver is because the city of Portsmouth has basically banned Uber for the most part, unless they follow a bunch of their rules and regulations,
which are ridiculous.
Right.
Okay, so let's just go into the city council meeting last night. First of all, does being in government buildings make you itch?
I literally felt like
I felt
I was in a
itchy.
cult, like inside some sort of crazy cult. It was intense. I've never actually go to city council meetings, so I hate government. So why do I want to go inside of it? And
What do you think about all these portraits? Just the portraits of people.
oh,
I find that so
it's so
creepy.
religious because it's kind of like, these are our saints. These are people that, like, if remember in like grade school when you saw all the different presidents' pictures, like in like history class. I don't know if you had that in your history class. I had that in mine, and every single, like, all the major presidents are like the big ones, like Lincoln and Washington and
Oh, and
FDR.
painted in these murals.
Yeah, like they're held up as like higher than thou saints. That like they're responsible for our civilization, and they should be redeemed as our founding fathers.
There's like,
And we, like, in beginning of class, you stand up and put your hand over your chest and you pledge allegiance to their flag. Stuff, like all that, like that was in school, and that's what it is in, like, literally the city council was like that. And you kind of forget that living a voluntarist life and a liberty life and being around so many libertarians within Manchester, Vegas, and New Hampshire in general, in the Shire, you forget that those people exist and they're in mass numbers. You really do. And when you're in a city council meeting and it was it wasn't a packed house, but there was a lot of people in there, and we're sitting up near the front, and almost everyone around us got up and stared at the flag and prayed to it. And even the city council members, the flag's like on the wall behind them, so they all turn around and they're all looking at it. And it was literally like a small little tiny moment in time where I literally felt like me and Anne were only people there, and everyone else was around us, like praying to the wall. It felt creepy on my skin. Like I felt like I wanted to get out of my own skin. Like it was a creepy moment that the average person would, like not even bat an eye, and they'd just be fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever felt. I mean, we've talked about the pledge before, but I just don't ever think I've felt comfortable with it. Praying to anyone, for that matter. Now that's just like this thing that represents death. Like no matter how you put it, people fought for this flag. Yeah, they fought. They died. They killed. They murdered people. Like this flag does represent death. And that's not something I want to pledge my allegiance to. So I just can't see why there's still a tradition. Like I remember the pledge and I remember all the controversy with the pledge. And I think that's great that people are like starting to say, why do I have to say this shit? Like, it's like you're signing a bit of your soul over each time, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, the fact that like there's even a pledge that exists, I mean, I actually know some of the history of the pledge.
Well, tell us when we come back. I want to know.
Maybe
I don't know
if I remember even bring that up.
I don't know any history.
No, little babe.
No, none. Fuck the flag. I'm just kidding.
If you are successful at what you do, whether you're a
While
doctor,
you're doing
a
the city
lawyer, a
council,
business owner,
like all the
or
back
Oh
to
yeah,
back
yeah.
comments.
Hey, can you close that door?
concept of protecting yourself. Well, are you protecting yourself, your family, and your
Stop
assets?
jumping up.
I know. What do both the fucking animals? Both of them today have been horrible.
Could obtain $1 million of coverage for as little as $75 a month, and this rate is fixed for the next 10 years.
Oh, this is a long break.
Policies of $500,000.
It's a long break.
A 50 non-tobacco user may be able to obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $115 a month. And this rate is fixed for the next 20 years. We have great rates for
Why am I turning off my head?
Why don't you take it?
With what?
Like,
How do I take a?
Move it to.
Oh wait! I got this. I'm trying some Snapchat activism. If you're looking at the green screen, because that's how weird we are. There we go. Okay, that's really bizarre.
Stains on my teeth. Then I found.
All right, I want to flip the camera and watch
I was
this.
told it would remove stains, so I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With
What?
4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out
No,
there. Please
I was
go to
doing. I'll take a picture too.
mymagicmud.com and buy
Now
a
you're
jar.
fucking it
There's
up, babe.
150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin. Mymagicmud.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our
I'm
official
sending it
listening app
anyways.
for Android and iOS devices.
I still
Now
want to
you
take a
can
picture
easily
though.
tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit
Okay, here we go.
apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate it 5 stars, then share the link on social media, and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm. That's
My arms look fat. I need to
Ugh,
lose some
that's a
arm weight.
horrible tongue picture of me. I don't like tongue pictures of me at all.
Well, then don't stick your tongue out.
What you're doing? I gotta do a weird face.
Okay,
I can't be the
well, I
only
won't
one
stick
smiling
my
or
tongue
grinning. I
out.
hate my smile.
From Keene, Hampshire, the Liberty Media capital of the
You need to get over it.
I know. I need to get over the fact I can't smile. That's a hard thing to get over.
You just need to get over
It's a hard thing to
yourself.
get over.
You need to get over yourself.
Imagine coming to the realization that you're a horrible smiler. You can't go up from that.
You're just a horrible selfie taker. Let me show you how
No,
this is
you
done.
take horrible selfies.
I take
too.
great selfies.
No, I like that one picture of you on the trippy pillow. That's a horrible selfie.
What?
It's a horrible selfie. I hate
On
that
the
selfie.
trippy pillow?
Yeah, you use it in your. You had it as your profile picture
The
for a while.
vomiting rainbow?
No, not the vomiting rainbow one. The one before that.
Let me go back and look at my history of profile pictures.
Positions, which were at odds from the start, and
The one when I was vomiting the rainbow, right?
seem to have come with a new willingness to compromise.
No.
This one?
No, the one before that.
This one?
Yes.
This one's
Oh my
great.
god. Can we
This
show that
is
to
a
the camera? I
great
gotta show.
photo
Wait,
of me.
I gotta change it. I gotta go back to Wirecast. Hold on.
This is a great photo of me. This
All right.
photo has so many likes and so many comments saying how flawless I am.
Put it. Show the audience. Look at. Okay, I hate this photo. I hate it for so many reasons. Like it. I don't like the angle of it. Like you need to be up higher. You need to have a higher up
No,
angle.
it's like the purpose. I'm lying on the bed taking a selfie. Like that's how it's supposed to look. Like I'm lying on the bed taking a selfie.
It's not
Don't
a
you want to
flattering
come
photo of
lie
you.
beside me?
It's not a flattering photo. I don't like it.
eyes look
Look,
great in
I'm
this
a
photo.
great judge of character when it comes to
My
some of those things.
jawbone looks great in this photo.
I will say your jawbone does look spectacular in that photo.
Then that's all that matters.
Why is that all that matters?
Because that's all that matters, babe. I
Is that
don't-
what? oh,
I don't
why
make
does
the
that-
rules.
Why does that?
I
one
don't
thing
make
matter?
the rules. Okay, except for how I do.
Uh-huh.
Source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin.
God damn it! The cat opened the door again.
Permanently remove the minimum purchase
Is
amount
she in
for
here?
holders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts and Roberts today for knowledgeable
Yeah,
advice.
she's chilling on the. She's chilling on the chair.
And a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760
No.
or visit online at
Hey, is there anything going on in the chat? I actually haven't even looked.
Yeah, but I can't keep track.
Oh, well, that's usually a good thing if that's the case.
That just means the chat tends to talk about whatever they want to talk about. They just use this as a forum.
represented in an interactive web exhibit created by the Guardian newspaper called The
I have no idea what's going on in the chat.
Yeah, Islam, like what? Even though some guy did say that ISIS runs Uber.
People killed or wounded by law enforcement officers in the United States, but by all accounts, the 1,000 victim mark is a significant milestone. California leads the nation in police-related deaths, according to The Guardian. They're the only state with a tally over 100, with 183.
Apparently, newbie doesn't think I can be a
Texas
Sith.
is second with
He doesn't know what I can be. He doesn't know.
Vermont has yet to record a police-related death.
Hey, can we pack the bowl again?
2015. Rhode Island, North Dakota, and Maine each have one. One particularly staggering statistic
It's your turn to bring
according
the
to
show
Guardian
back.
is this: only
I
55
got this.
people
I like the
have
fact
been
I like
killed in
taking turns.
police-related incidents in
Yeah.
Britain and
I like
Wales
it.
over the
Because I'm
last
just
24
such a
years.
great
The United
co-host.
States passed that
I'm
mark
just
within the first
so
24
great, 'cause
days
I
of
know how to-
2015.
You're a fantastic
Support
co-host.
FPP Radio by
I
shopping
can't wait till my book
online.
comes
Whether
out.
you're looking for
When
precious
what?
metals,
My book
bitcoins,
comes out.
or
I'm gonna
books,
go on a
you'll find
book
that and
Oh,
more
sharing
at
spree.
shop.fppradio.com.
Everyone download
Oh, that's gonna
my
be
audiobook.
that audiobook is gonna set like the character of who you are for generations to come. Imagine like you like a whole huge following based off of that audiobook.
Reuters reports a Utah judge who sparked an outcry when he ordered a foster child to be taken from the home of her married lesbian foster parents removed himself from the case on Monday. 7th District Court Judge Scott Johansson disqualified
Hey,
himself
Webkeys.
from the case. And
How's it
referred to
going?
The court's presiding judge, Mary Manley.
Hey, dude.
The foster parents, Becky Pierce and April Hoagland, had cared for the 9-month-old girl since August, but Johansson last week ordered state child welfare workers
what's
to
up
remove
there?
the baby from
Yeah,
the
don't be
couple's home
Rich
because of
Paul
their
on me with the fucking
orientation,
bick.
and ordered the child be placed with new foster parents within 7 days.
You know, a coworker, Rich Paul me.
Did you tell him?
They Rich Paul me? No. I had a lighter in my pocket, which I never actually have a lighter in my pocket because I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't ever really carry pot with me.
But you did this.
No, I carry. The reason why I had a lighter is because remember I told you on that date I was gonna light her up
And
if
then
like
she was
things went good.
So fucking lame.
Yeah, she was so lame to the point I didn't want to waste my pot on her. So I smoked the bowl while I was driving home.
No pot for you, bitch.
Traffic, workday, bad coffee, your kid's soccer game, laundry, a struggling economy.
But that's why I had a lighter on me.
Also showed that the nation would once again endure traumatic childhood memories, Twitter, anxiety, poverty, consumerism, rampant abuses of the racial inequality, global warming, the steady erosion of civil liberties.
No, Kickstart. Rich Paul me means Rich Paul is notorious for stealing lighters. If you ever smoke with Rich Paul, he's gonna steal your fucking bic. He's gonna take it every single time.
For more on this unending story, check this week's Onion Review.
This is the Onion News Network.
All right, and welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. And if you're listening on LRN.FM or if you're subscribed to us on iTunes or Stitcher and listen to this podcast, we actually broadcast live every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. on LRN.FM, IPM Nation, and therebelloveshow.com. Not only on therebelloveshow.com, you can hear the audio, but you can actually watch the studio cam, which is at the Rebel Love Studio. We have multiple different camera angles. We got green screens going on. We have guests on from time to time, which you can watch. And if you go to rebelloveshow.com, click on live, we also have the LRN chat embedded, so you can chat and watch at the same time. And we do interact with the chat from time to time.
Like now, like if you're listening live, go
Hey,
vote
Webkeys.
for Porkfest.
Go what?
Go vote for Porkfest.
What do you mean vote for Porkfest? What are you talking
For
about?
the best fest 300. You can go and find my status on the Rebel Mistress and go upvote Porkfest because I think it only has like 600 likes now. So just that was my activism. That's my social network.
That's your activism for the day.
that was my social network. If you're listening live. Okay. What were we
So
talking
we were talking about Uber before the long break. I know long break, whenever there's a long break, you forget what you're talking about. I mean, how I forget about what I'm talking about each segment. But Uber activism going down in Portsmouth. We're talking about the city council, all that jazz. So this past Monday, the city council was voting on whether or not to amend the transportation
to
something or other.
accept to look at the like
Some
so
bullshit
so
like
much
that.
micromanaging. First of all, so I think it was like to accept to look at the amendments that Uber has requested, which is okay. So it was 3, and the first one is they want the drivers to all have limited liability insurance.
Which I think Uber already requires.
Requires
almost all the things
yeah,
that they say that Uber already does.
Uber
but they're not
requires your car to have insurance. Yes, absolutely. But basically the state just wants a piece of that. It can't be, it has. They want those records. I don't know. They just want information. They want every Uber driver to get a background check, which they already do.
Yeah,
but they want to keep those.
Their standard. They need that the copies or something.
They want,
they
want the cops to keep they want to have those on file, and they want them to be vetted by their police officers. So police officers have to say, has to say yes, you can be an Uber driver.
Yeah.
And Portsmouth, I mean, Uber says that's ridiculous. Like there's no way they can meet those standards because
imagine if Uber had to literally go follow every single local municipality regulation
of everywhere
they're like
they
a
are.
multi-million-dollar company, but besides that, they're an app. And their goal is literally to be in every city on the planet, I would assume. And
yeah,
how are they
there are
going
a lot of places.
I mean, how are they going to accommodate for every single city that it operates in? That's impossible. Like that's literally impossible for them to do.
They have like a great process already, and guess what? It's working so efficiently everywhere else. It's just making Portsmouth look like assholes. Like, do they even have apps on their phone? That was the one question I wanted to ask. Just pull out your phone. I bet all of them had Nokias, flip phones. Like, they are not up to date with what is technology. Like,
what's crazy
Uber's
is
old news. People should be having rip-offs of
the
Uber,
law they've
Boston.
the law they've put into place literally makes using an app illegal. Like, you're literally using an app, and the sheer act of using that app can literally end you in a jail cell at some point. Like, case in point, Stephanie Franz, she's the Uber grandma. If you haven't been paying attention to what's going on out there, it's not just Christopher David as an Uber driver. There's other Uber drivers, one of which is this grandma. Her husband passed away not too long ago, and she's a part-time bus driver, and she wanted to get out of the house and meet new people and whatnot. What better way than be an Uber driver? And she's now gotten 2 tickets from the
amounting to $1,500,
which she refuses to pay and is continuing on this struggle. She actually has a court date that I know a lot of people want to show up to.
Oh yeah, the cops pulled her over, and they had to put out 2 teen college girls who had no other ride. Like, I bet these girls like are in the dark. She said it was like 2 a.m. and they pulled her over. These 2 girls, they kicked them out of the car, and they said, "We don't have any other way." They said, "Oh well, for your safety."
Yeah. So
like, so you're gonna leave me in the middle of
because this Uber grandma, who by the way goes through a bunch of background checks and everything like that to be a bus driver or a school bus driver, she apparently might be some sort of rapist to these teenage girls or whatever, however old they were, and they were drunk, and it was like 12:30 middle of the night, and they were forced out of the Uber car without a ride, and the police didn't take them home.
And how did that make them safer? And that's their point. Like, how and you're using is this what cops do all day? They literally go harass grandmas for taking drunk people. Like, they aren't hurting anybody.
They're not. Well, here's the thing. According to the taxi cartels, which were very present at that meeting, by the way.
Oh yeah. I found it interesting.
You have to follow the rules.
That was their
to do business here in Portsmouth.
That was like their only. But what about this? Follow the rules. And there was one guy, I can't remember his name, but he didn't get reelected. I know that, but he was making so much sense. He was like, I don't understand why we're even having this committee. Like, why this is an issue. There's way too much regulation.
Yeah,
they don't regulate limos. They don't regulate horse and buggies, like buses, any of that. And he was like, how does that not require the same amount of safety? And I'm not saying tax those people. I'm saying stop the taxing.
Apparently, well, not just that, but apparently with the background checks are only done on taxi drivers and on ride shares. That's it. And there's all these different things
and government officials
that are taking place within Portsmouth that should probably has more health and safety concerns than a taxi driver or a Uber driver.
Okay, so first of all, one of the things that I found extra interesting during the meeting, they said they already changed the rules for Uber because originally they only allowed 28 taxi medallions. 28.
That's it. What?
Like, we already changed the rules for them.
And why would, like, in all honesty, like, this whole taxi medallion thing, it's not like unique to Portsmouth either, where the taxis, there's only so many, there's a finite amount of medallions that go out, and they have to pay them for it. But at the same time, the taxis that can afford that and do that, they kind of have a monopoly over how many people can get rides. And the fact there's only 28 at the time, that's ridiculous. That's why Uber can be so successful, because they're cheaper, more convenient, they have better service, less creepy, and there's more of them.
The other thing I really like about Uber, which I feel like these people had not even bothered, like, I mean, that's the purpose of the city council. They hadn't even bothered to see what Uber was requesting and if that would be viable, because they were too busy saying, no, these are the rules. And so they did vote to look at that amendment, and I think that's going to be in January.
They're going to, I forget when they have another vote.
But what do you think is going to be the outcome of that?
I honestly think, looking at this, I don't see the city council bending anytime soon. I honestly think that it might be. I honestly see the Uber grandma getting arrested at one point before things get better. Maybe Christopher David again if he keeps being an Uber driver. I don't have a high optimistic view that they're going to change Uber in there after that city council meeting.
Okay,
like it was very determined. It was very evident that the taxi cartel of Portsmouth is playing ball with the city council, and Uber is not, because Uber's not giving them kickbacks to change the laws. They're going to go with the people paying them.
I mean,
and that's how I see it. I mean, that's
okay,
goddamn politics.
This is how I see it.
They're very cold.
But you're saying they don't have any weak spots though. Like Uber needs them. Uber doesn't fucking need Portsmouth.
Yeah.
So if Uber decides to stop using Portsmouth, first of all, I feel really bad for the Uber grandma, which that would have to be the extent Uber pulls out of Portsmouth. Uber has all the power here, because if Uber pulls out of Portsmouth and then go global, and Portsmouth is the only place without Uber, then they'll say, oh no, like I guess we'll change. What are they gonna do? Like, and you can't stop an app. As long as someone has the ability to download that app, they can take an Uber. So it's like trying to stop the ocean with a broom, as someone said.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to be able to stop Uber, but it's eventually they're just going to give up. But
or Uber is going to fucking leave.
But it's not going
to look bad
Uber's
at Portsmouth.
I don't see Uber doing that, to be honest. I hope they don't. I hope they leave it running during this time, because I want to see this play out.
Let's see.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running.
My headphones are low. I should have heard that coming.
The
Yeah, I
Silk Road
tapped
was a
on my
gift to
head.
humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed,
Okay.
Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now,
Pearl.
an appeal
Pearl
is
Brick.
Ross's only chance, and he
Poor
needs
Ross.
your support.
I know.
Please visit
I hope Chris doesn't
freeross.org.
end up like
You can
Ross.
contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit
I don't think it'll
Chris.
get that far.
That's
Oh, Christopher David?
Because felony wiretapping.
No.
But maybe it will. They're animals. They don't
The
care.
the felony wiretapping, I think he'll be fine with. I don't see that. I don't see that being an issue, to be honest.
And is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom,
It's
love,
Renee
and
messaging.
liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc.
Oh, we should mention that we were going to
As
have
in
Chris on, but
Creative
he's giving
Commons.
birth.
If you can't listen to
Yeah.
the Liberty Radio Network's
we should
internet
go-
streams, free
they should go
satellite channel,
donate.
or
And
radio
for you.
affiliates, no
And we
worries.
can talk about some more
You
of the
can
stuff.
listen to LRN.FM
More what?
from any
Uber
phone.
stuff.
Oh yeah, we can do another segment
Add
on
this
Uber.
number to your phone: 213-493-0309. It's a long-distance call, so make sure you're familiar with your phone's calling plan. The Liberty Radio Network listen lines are locked into our stream 24 hours a day. Call 213-493-0309. That's 213-493-0309. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly
I know who he
change
is.
more lives by getting
I don't know.
Free
I
Talk
literally,
Live in
I
front
think
of
I've
people
talked to him
looking for
4
talk
times
radio
ever.
online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. DVD, books, music, instruments, periodicals, computers, software, electronics, photo, cell phone, office products, home and garden, bed and bath, furniture, kitchen, pet supplies, automotive, hardware, apparel, shoes, jewelry, grocery, healthcare, sports and outdoors, toys, games, used, and more. It's a department store at your fingertips. Shop.lrn.fm. Get all your shopping done, get a great deal, and a portion of your purchase goes to benefit the Liberty Radio Network when you shop at Amazon via shop.lrn.fm. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Is my turn to bring it back?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
You can watch the LRN Studio Cam and chat with other listeners anytime at cam.lrn.fm. That's cam.lrn.fm.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. We're just talking about Uber activism. We've been driving up to Portsmouth, which is really nice because the Uber people actually, they just gave us a reimbursement, you know, and that's awesome. We didn't even ask. Like, we were going to put it back into the funds. But we've been driving up to Portsmouth and making our signs and going up there and showing our, like, frustration with the city of Portsmouth. And can I just say, in that room, they were trying to wait us out. Like, you could just feel it. You could feel it as if they may have planned it. Like, some woman first came up to talk about power plants, about building
EPA regulations.
of getting the EPA to regulate the regulators and regulating all of everyone. I don't know. But during the process of her long rant, which never came to a point, I am not stupid. I mean, some people may disagree, but I am not daft or dumb. Like, I could not she was just talking in circles and circles and circles, but with a passion. But about nothing.
She was very gung-ho about EPA regulations and like this power plant.
But like, I couldn't tell like where her position was, what she was trying to fight for. Like, was she part of the EPA? Was she not? Like, what was her goal plan? What was her game plan? Like, you couldn't tell. And everyone was just on Facebook like, what is going on? We started just like the long
So if you're following me on Facebook, I was actually posting photos as they were happening of stuff that was going on in front of me. And I even posted like the open letter that Christopher David did. I actually took a picture of it in front of the city council. And I think it was one of those photos or something like that. There's just everyone all the activists that were there ended up just chatting on their one photo.
Just about what's going on
in front of us.
Because they were trying to bore us out. I was like, that's what it is. They're trying to bore us out of here.
It literally became a group chat, but instead of it being in a group messenger, it was actually on the photo.
No, it was great. And she was just, oh my God, she was horrible. She was just horrible. And after she left, another guy came up who I thought was very interesting, actually. Wait, that's how it happened. The water plant lady talked forever.
That was like for an hour. And it was horrible to sit through. I almost wanted to get up. Like,
everyone was like, should we leave? Should we leave? And I was like, no, guys, we got to stay strong. I literally said that. And they were trying to wait us out, but we all stayed. And they moved it up in the agenda because they had more stuff to go over. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, after that lady, it was some guy. Who was
You're talking about the first speaker?
No, the guy who, not Chris David's speaker.
The Uber driver that was reading his open letter.
The Uber driver who read Chris David's open letter did an amazing job. You can go find that on Rob's Facebook page.
I didn't hit record fast enough where he said his name. Like, oh, I gotta record this, and I should have been recording from the get-go. But I know Daryl Perry was actually live streaming the entire thing. So if you go to Daryl Perry's, I'm sure it's on fpp.ca, but go there, or his radio show. I forget the name. But anyways, go Daryl Perry. He was live streaming, so I know.
I interviewed him, and that was really great. But he was the guy who came up after
Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. That's it.
Yeah, the guy who came up after was talking on corruption actually. So it had nothing to do with Uber activism. He was
Oh,
talking
that's
on
right. Oh my God. So apparently the former head of the PD here in Manchester, head of the police department, during the chalking incident. So there was basically 4 off-duty cops years ago. They beat the hell out of someone at Strange Brew, and there was this whole incident where like they were basically police didn't want to investigate. It was a big thing on the face of the police, and he was the police chief at the time. And there's actually an incident where multiple different porcupines all went up to the old Manchester Police Department and started chalking on, because there's like the whole huge cement wall around it. So just chalking on the wall of, what
were they writing?
A lot of cop block stuff, like, no victim, no crime. And also protesting the cover up of that, and a lot of other different stuff. But anyways, a lot of people were arrested, like multiple people.
Apparently, this
were
was
arrested.
the part 2.
9 people were arrested. This is before my time. I remember watching a video one time. Like, I actually discovered this happened a year after I moved, and I know it was a big deal back then.
Was that the last time? And then the same guy they were talking about the corruption is now the commissioner of
the same police chief then, or commissioner. I forget the titles they use, but he is now in the runnings to be the head of the police in Portsmouth.
In Portsmouth, and the
this
guy
guy's
was
bringing
like,
all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, that
he's
happened.
like, if you Google this guy's name, like, you can see his ties, and we can obviously see that there's a favoritism in how are we paying our tax dollars to have people promoting their friends.
I remember looking at the mayor's face during that. He was like, "Oh my God,
I know,
get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here."
They didn't say anything about it either.
Yeah,
they
didn't even recognize the fact that guy even said anything. They just moved on to Uber. Like, Uber was actually saving them from that incident.
Yes, that's what happened.
I think they actually jumped to that just to get rid of that guy.
They were like, okay, like, no, 2 bad things going on here.
Let's move to the next one. Like, let's keep going.
I mean, that was great. I feel like it really helped Uber's cause in a way. You see people in Portsmouth like, oh, hey, that's my buddy. Oh, he's going to be police chief now. He's moving up here. And do you think there's going to be a chalking Portsmouth? No, probably not.
Now, one thing I do want to say about this whole Uber stuff, and this is a side tangent of mine, but I love the fact that the free coasters are becoming full keen. Like,
oh my God,
full keen is happening.
You can't say
on
that
the coast
about people.
I love that, because, like, most people hold this this viewpoint that there's a stereotype of free coasters that they love to fart in wine glasses at the Praxium. Like, that's like the idea that people have a free coaster. No. Christopher Davis just like flipping that on its head. Completely flipping it. The civil disobedience, like the fact that he's running out there with the huge beard, like the
I've actually met several cool free coasters now.
Oh no, there are definitely cool free coasters. I'm just saying that's a stereotype, and this is like redefining like the cultural identity of free coasters. It's literally changing the paradigm. There's gonna be people that move based off of Christopher David and move to like the seacoast and just change it all up.
There'll be a portrait of Chris David up there.
Well, it'd probably be a movie poster. Who knows? Maybe a documentary. This is just the beginning of his victimless crime spree.
I want to be in it.
It'd be a sequel to Derek Chase, but it's gonna be Christopher David.
Exactly. I mean, I hope everything goes well for him though, and relatively
me
smooth.
too. And he has a son coming on the way too.
Probably here.
Yeah, it might be now.
Facebook.
Yeah, he might be born right now during the show. Who knows?
But I mean, I wish nothing but I kind of want it to be quick and over with for him, because I don't want him to have to spend time in a cage, No. And then on the other hand, it's like I know he's gonna fight for it. He's not just gonna go down easy. So we'll see how this plays out.
He definitely has convictions in this.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gun ho for him.
And his felony wiretapping. Since we didn't even mention it, artsy fartsy, the president of the FSP read her story, which I hadn't heard before.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing.
So, like, the backtrack, artsy fartsy, for those that don't really know, there's always it's usually like once a year, there's an artsy fartsy party where people read poems and music and play music and stand-up comedy and all that jazz.
And the president told her story of her felony wiretapping when they threatened her with that, and that was great. So
and we'll talk about it when we come back.
every once in a while you
That's
get
actually a really
information
cool
that's
graphic.
worth changing your
Yeah.
life for. This is
Sometimes it's
Where did you find that one?
I just downloaded it off of YouTube. Just like every other one. I think I typed in DMT simulation, and this is
It's
what I
like
found.
super groovy. That's
I
a
know.
good
I
one.
love this background, and I love the fact that I don't follow IP. I wouldn't have been able to create this.
You think someone has intellectual property over there?
I don't think so, but you never know.
SaveItFirst.com and open an account. Do this right now. Don't wait. And you fund the account with Bitcoin. I know this sounds
Okay.
unbelievable, but at my house, we
Okay.
saved as much as 45% off of a new item on Amazon. This information is worth you changing the way you do things. Go to SaveItFirst.com right now, get signed up, and cash in on the huge raise I'm offering you. 15 to 25% off of everything at Amazon through SaveItPurse.com. It's SaveAtPurse.com.
Money, power, and respect are all yours at CreditSuccessSecretsRevealed.com. Be seen as an industry leader. You can do it. The last application you filled out when it was time to hit submit did your nerves spike. You didn't get the approval you seek, but there's a better way. We teach you exactly what to place into the right systems, the right way, the first time, so you get approved. Get up to $100,000 in instant business credit. Many people will get cash on the spot. Use those two tools in your new corporate credit engine so you can walk into the bank and get your project funded today. It's all about today at CreditSuccessSecretsRevealed.com. Credit Success Secrets Revealed is explosive and ignites instant results. Dial 1-800-707-8719. That's 1-800-707-8719. 1-800-707-8719. Or just go to CreditSuccessSecretsRevealed.com.
SWCPoker.eu is Bitcoin Poker 2.0, where players can buy chips, play, and cash out anonymously with Bitcoin. No banking, just Bitcoin. Texas Hold'em, Omaha Hold'em, Draw, and many new games, including Chinese poker. SWC Poker gladly accepts players worldwide, and over 2 million hands of Bitcoin poker have been dealt at SWCPoker.eu. Bitcoin poker from the brand you trust. SWCPoker.eu.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content.
Oh, I know.
Details at sat.lrn.fm.
What do you know?
That's
What's going on in the chat, Vincent?
I don't know. But Rand Paul.
Oh, Rand. Oh, yeah. Rand Paul. Rand Paul. Fuck Rand
This is
Paul.
Charlie Sundstrom with your Van Dyke Mortgage Minute.
Really
The most
hate Rand
influential
Paul
component of your credit
with
score
passion.
is your payment history. Almost equally as important is the amount you owe on credit accounts. Also impacting your score, but to a lesser degree, are the length of time you've utilized your credit.
He's never made
number of new accounts,
anything as
credit
beautiful
inquiries,
as Ron
and your
Paul.
various types of
Ron
credit
Paul is
accounts.
so beautiful
To
and
help achieve
poetic
or
and like
maintain a healthy credit score,
made
have a
you feel
system set
warm
up to ensure
inside, you
your
know?
bills are always paid on
Rand
time.
Paul's just
Don't
a
max out your
statist.
cards. It's better to have a high credit limit.
He makes you feel warm inside as a
Never close
status.
old accounts.
No, I said
The
Rand
age of
Paul
these
is
can
just a
actually
status.
help your
Oh.
credit score.
Ron
But don't
Paul
be
makes
afraid
you
to
feel
use your
warm
credit.
inside.
You need several accounts in order to have a credit score.
Yeah, right?
Just keep the
You listen to
corresponding
his
payments within
videos,
your
like,
means.
they're
For
amazing.
your
Like those
mortgage
words
pre-approval
just
and
float into
refi
your
needs,
head and
start by
like
visiting
illuminate your life.
Have you ever seen you should actually go back if you ever get a chance. Watch Rand Paul's farewell speech from the Florida of the House. It's really good.
Liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty
I've
Radio
heard him
Network.
speak in
Remember him.
person, huh? Anyway. And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. I feel like media in the Shire just has not stopped since Keenvention. I feel like we've just been on the move, trying to be active as possible, trying to create a freer society. Whatever we can do, if it's stand outside, hold a sign, donate to agorist charities. We're using Bitcoin on a daily
I haven't even
basis.
talked about shower sharing coming up
I
on
know,
this weekend.
like we do what we can. I feel like there's been a lot of great coverage of the subject, and Chris David actually got Rand Paul. Well, no, Rand Paul came to Chris David. Sorry, and asked took an illegal Uber.
Yeah, so yeah, Rand Paul
to his to sign his what I don't know.
Well, Rand Paul
blood,
found
I
out
don't know.
about Christopher David's civil disobedience and how like he's facing these charges over being an Uber driver. So now, mind you, I hate Rand Paul with a passion. I hope that God or
I don't see why
whatever
people like
that
him.
Rand Paul doesn't become president. I am not a Rand Paul fan in any way, shape, or form. So don't construe this as me being supportive of Rand Paul. But I'm gonna put my minarchist cap on for a second. So Rand Paul wanted to go get a ride from Christopher David because he heard about what's going on. He's all for the small businessman and all that jazz.
The state staying out of your business.
You know, and Rand Paul wanted to commit an act of civil disobedience with Christopher David. He interviewed Christopher David in his own car, and put it on his Facebook, and how he paid an Uber to Christopher David to drive him to like some town hall meeting he had in Portsmouth.
I thought it was to sign his like whatever, and that had 100,000 views.
I don't think that was up there with sign. No, I don't think.
I think it was. Let's ask the chat. You guys find out.
Okay.
But anyway, and it has over 100,000 views, which is more than his signing even has, which is pretty.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
impressive. It was great. The fact that he got a presidential candidate to do some civil disobedience with him is pretty damn cool. Like I've never heard of a president.
Well,
doing
why do you
like
hate
that.
Rand Paul so much? Only thing I know is that he's status. Like I've heard him say things like he keep the troops overseas. But like I don't really like any politician. So
he's not. First off, he's not his dad. He's not his dad in any way, shape, or form. I don't even know where to begin. He's tried to have journalists arrested for asking questions in the Senate. That happened to what's her name from RT. I forget her name. A journalist from RT that was working with Luke Radowski. They're doing like a joint thing together. He has said that he's basically very pro-war Iran, like pro sanctions on Iran, and sanctions are an act of war, in my opinion. And his father would say the exact same thing. He has multiple times said he's in favor of the drug war. He doesn't think a lot of drugs should be legal, including pot. He thinks pot should be illegal.
And Ron had to be lighting a few.
Yeah.
While he was a kid. Why is he such a statist?
He is saying what he's not playing. Ron Paul spoke his mind. Now, mind you, there are these people, these libertarians and voluntarists and anarchists and all that jazz out there that say, well, he's still one of us guys, and he's just playing the game where he's trying a different strategy.
Do people
instead
literally think that he's pretending?
Yes.
Like then we shouldn't be talking about it on.
No, seriously. There are people out there to this day that still love Ron Paul. Don't get me wrong, I still love Ron Paul.
So do you think he's pretending? Do you think he's pretending just to get in the White House and then he's going to release full anarchists? He'll fire everyone and then himself.
No, I don't. I don't think him as being one of us and just changing strategies and saying what he needs to say to get elected and to get into White House. Somehow.
Why not?
It's just hard to believe, and on top, it's as if he sold his soul to do it. I don't buy the strategy.
Who can sell their soul? Like that's like a pretty big conspiracy.
It's selling your soul to get the ring. Like it's going against your beliefs.
Or maybe he's just like so extreme that he is like willing to do anything, even like bomb brown people for a while.
Just so that he can take over the federal government and disband it.
Like I couldn't do that. So maybe I don't know, but maybe some people can. I don't know.
Maybe it's a possibility. I won't lie. It's a possibility, but I just can't. And I don't believe it. I think he'll be, when you side with the dark side. I mean, I consider myself kind of dark in many ways, but to get, there you go, babe. There you go. Just cough right in there. But no, if you're going to sell yourself to like get ahead, odds are you're going to get corrupted to begin with. So even if once he gets into there, he's not going to be the person we want. No, honesty, like I don't want someone who considers themselves a libertarian to be in office when the shit really hits the fan, because they're going to blame it more, and it's just going to swing the other way with even more progressives in control that there already are. I don't want Bernie Sanders in there.
I feel like his MVG's Matthias von Gutenberg's his whole name. Did I say that right? Anyway, his theory that running for office and joining government is like trying to infiltrate the Klan. And in this instance, it's like trying to get all the way like up there.
Well-
You're gonna have to step over a lot of bodies, and that in itself would be enough to turn somebody the other way.
I will say this: I do like I'm not against the idea of people doing like people that say they're one of us. You know, they're a libertarian or a minarchist or an anarchist, whatever. They're already there, and they're getting inside the system and doing whatever they can to at least slow it down or stop it. You know, so from that perspective, like there's multiple different porks that are state reps. You know, there's like 15 or 20 of them at this point. You know, and there's multiple people in other city offices and stuff like that around the state. I'm supportive of them trying to do that, but at the same time, the analogy is very similar. Like, no, it's also similar in the fact that they probably can't do anything from inside. Hopefully, they can, and they haven't actually in New Hampshire, but not that much. But I'm okay with them. It's like those people I know. I know it sounds weird, but it's local. It's like those people I know, so it's kind of like, all right, I believe you. I don't know. I actually could actually go like walk up and talk to them.
It doesn't sound weird, but they're also not running for president. So
That's true.
You know, it's one thing to be an alderman. It's another thing to try to run to be president.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very, very
I
true.
mean, I don't know. Lesser of two evils in this case, maybe we can call it. But like I said, I've never voted. I never will vote. And if anyone should win, you're right. It shouldn't be a Liberty person, because when shit hits the fan, guess who's going to help it get there? Donald Trump. Vote for him, guys.
No. You're not going to vote for Donald Trump.
He's who
you're going to vote for Hillary Clinton.
Deserves.
No, Hillary Clinton.
You think so?
Yeah, I want
I feel
to
like
see
she
Hillary
will hold this
I'm
like
rooting for
as
her.
tight as a Kegel. Like she will hold this presidency as tight as just like Kegeling.
It's her time. It's her time. And on top of that, when the shit hits the fan, I want there to be the most liberal person out, liberal statist person possible.
But just
Trump would be a good one though too. I think he could really bring down the entire federal government within like a few weeks.
But this is why
if he put his heart
this is
to
why
it.
Hillary won't win.
But not
because
for-
the people who are really controlling government, they're already being compared to like this monarchy. So even you saying it's her time, like she inherited the throne, which it is the case. It is the case. Yes. Like, but that's kind of why I think she won't win. I think that's why the powers that be won't let her win. It's not her time. And if she does win, that's
the
gonna be
powers that
even
be
better
are the
for
ones
us.
that control it all anyways. It's all this is all the
There's gonna be
national
so
elections,
many memes. I hope you guys make those.
national elections, unless it literally got to the point where like someone had like a landslide popularity thing. But in the grand scheme of things, no one gives a shit about national elections, and it's all a charade. It's all a game. It's all like the you know, everyone out there is controlled by the same people. This is all for show. Like that's all it really is.
Yeah.
You know, that's not gonna.
They're just figureheads in this master plan.
Yeah, and I'm following the reality TV show known as the Who's Running for President. But at the grand scheme of things, I do want I always want the most statist person to be president, because I want that to be more. I want that to wake more people up. I don't want to delay.
It's like a harsh reality.
It's not delay. I don't want to delay the inevitable. I'm tired of waiting. No,
it's people. Yeah, people don't.
You know,
see
this
it
is
as
going to happen
clearly an
anyways.
effect. You know, also, okay. Well, when we come back, also we're gonna get into charities. I don't know.
Yeah, volunteer charities.
Volunteer
sharing.
Yes,
Shire
that's what we're doing. When we come back.
This past Armistice Day, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage celebrated the end of war by putting their money where their heart is, donating the profit of that day's sales to antiwar.com. Roberts & Roberts Brokerage is making this offer again on Bitcoin Black Friday, November 27th. Shop online at rrbi.co on Black Friday, and Roberts & Roberts
That would have been funny if they actually said that on here.
to antiwar.com. Antiwar.com is committed to
This is the coolest anti-war commercial I've ever heard.
Roberts & Roberts has been your trusted source for precious metals.
Oh, it's a Robert and Roberts commercial.
They are anti-war and pro-free market. Banks drive wars. Why use their money? Invest in silver, gold, and Bitcoin.
Now, Angel Clark's doing the voiceover for this. I've never heard this one.
When you're serious about precious metals, shop Roberts and Roberts online at rrbi.co. That's
I'm digging the music.
rrbi.co.
I love the music. That's awesome.
This is your Roberts and Roberts.
I kind of want to change some of the music I want to change some of the bumpers to like some house music.
We should get some sick beats.
I know we can get Marcus to make us like some tracks.
Bitcoin is trading at 330
Maybe.
US dollars. Roberts and Roberts Brokerage is a trusted name in precious metals.
Am I bringing back on that segment?
We're serious about precious metals. Give us a call at
Talking about share sharing, I guess. Or what else you want to hit up?
Or visit us online at rrbi.co.
Why do you have like 3 screens up right now?
Facebook,
Why are you looking at
I meant
between the
having a dual
LOL
computer
cats, the
screen. It was
recipes,
so
the
efficient.
hot girls, the inspirational sunrise memes,
Yeah,
Free
that
Talk
makes
Live's
sense. You
post
think I
pass
want
by
to
your
send theirs,
newsfeed.
yeah,
Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click get notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of
We're
the
talking to the mic. I have my headphones on.
busy, but you can spare that.
I can't hear you if you're not talking to the mic.
Click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com.
The American robin heralds the beginning of spring in temperate climates across North America. Its red breast makes it easily identifiable as the most disturbingly efficient murderer in the animal kingdom. Here, we see a robin rip a worm out of the ground with no moral hesitation whatsoever. This atrocity is but one of the cold-blooded murders that will commit in a single.
Is it up?
No, it's still awaiting right
Oh. You want to talk about that a little bit, or do you already kind of
No,
did, right?
I don't want to really go into it until it's
Yeah, time actually. Okay.
no, it's approved. When
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
approved,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
official. You know?
Okay.
I want to announce it when they can go buy it.
I gotcha. Okay.
The robins could satiate themselves on fractions
Or download it for free
individual worms
on Audible.
and leave the rest. But it does not. Unequivocal evidence of the robin's bloodlust.
This is the Onion News Network.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network
Is
at
it?
LRN.FM,
I can bring it back.
you may want
I
to help
forget.
expose
I don't mind bringing it back.
programs.
No, no, it is my turn. I'll bring it back.
You'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
There comes a time when you need custom embroidered or screen printed apparel for your business, organization, or a special event. Corporate Casuals has been helping people create great looking logoed apparel for over 25 years. They can produce a single piece or thousands using name brand apparel like Nike, Patagonia, Adidas, and Hanes. Create your logo in their online embroidery design studio or upload your existing logo and they'll turn it into embroidery. Go to corporatecasuals.com/FTL and include
That's
FTL
cute.
in the order notes and save 5% on your order.
While our satellite channel
The
is free
baby
to
for
listen
Daddy
to, it's not
dancing.
free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip in on the right side of the
Facebook
page
videos.
at LRN.
Oh, what the hell is that? And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. And here at the last segment of the night, I want to bring up Shire Sharing. It's literally this weekend. For those not in the know, Shire Sharing is this volunteerist charity that Amanda Bolden, the foundress, organizes every year in honor of her her father who passed away, because her father used to do this as well. The whole goal of the charity. And also, Amanda's a state rep, which is also badass.
Is
But
she still?
yeah, she's still a state
How long
rep.
do people stay state reps?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's a private charity. So important.
yeah, it's a private volunteerist charity. So if you really believe in volunteerism and freedom and liberty and all that jazz, and you want to see a charity in action that of people who believe that as well, donate to this. The beauty of this charity is they basically collect as much funds as they can. No one makes a dime off of it. All the funds made in this charity go straight to buying food basically Thanksgiving dinners
and
for
also
needy families all across New Hampshire.
if you want to look up Shire Sharing, you can volunteer because they do need people. Well, I don't even know. They probably have enough volunteers, but who knows? You never know. If you're around and you want to help out, they do look for people to help assemble the bags. And I think they're doing that this Saturday.
Yeah.
So go try to check that out if that's something that you'd be interested in.
Yeah, so Shire Sharing, the goal is this year to feed 500 families, mostly around Manchester and Concord, but throughout New Hampshire. And Saturday.
Oh, I just see. OMG, I can't stress enough how much we need volunteers. So yes, definitely go volunteer. ShireSharing.org /
just ShireSharing.org, you'll find it. Cool thing also with Shire Sharing is they accept Bitcoin. I've already donated some Bitcoin to Shire Sharing. I know a lot of other people have. So it's a charity that accepts Bitcoin. They're local here in New Hampshire. They're run by volunteerists. And it's a great cause. And it's amazing to see so many people within the community come together. Both me and Ann here, we did it last year. It was an amazing moment. I know you weren't able to do it on that Saturday. I did the Saturday, but we both did
I
want to
do both days.
Oh, we're
this
definitely
year.
doing both days this year.
Okay.
I requested off work to be there, so I normally can never get those days off, but I got them off.
I feel like this has been like the star volunteerist charity, and that's why I just want to try to donate to it as much as possible. It's great to show that if we have private charity, it's just showing even more. We don't need them. We don't need their free, trust me, they're not free handouts. People who are generous and just kind will, donate to these charities, and Amanda's getting it all done through donations, not, by stealing money.
Yeah. People, so. And on top of that, it's beautiful to see, again, like if this, everyone always says if the state doesn't exist, like how are we going to take care of the needy and stuff like that? And this is a perfect example of showing that like good ideas don't require force, that, charities don't even need permission to be a charity or anything like that, that people can come together and help feed the needy. And we'll both be there. I love to document stuff. If you haven't noticed, I always take video and photos wherever I go.
I wonder if they're going to be like a documentary crew, because maybe you should live stream. It was Facebook.
I don't need to live stream it. Yeah, Facebook was their Facebook made a documentary about it last year, which is pretty cool. I didn't actually watch it though, but they did make one.
I really enjoyed it last year. It felt very like community oriented. I mean, Thanksgiving is coming up. All these holidays. Like, I feel like this is my favorite time, usually because there was no school. And now, I don't know. I just feel like I like those memories. I remember doing Shire Sharing with you.
Well, I also remember November being the month we got back together.
Yeah, that was a good month.
November was a good month. Yeah.
But I feel like we just have so much going on. It's gonna just fly, but it's gonna be here in 2 seconds.
I mean,
and Rob's having a birthday. He's getting old.
Don't remind me.
Yay!
Yeah.
What if you could do one thing for which birthday do you have to celebrate one of your birthdays like heart?
I love how not only do you know I have 2 birthdays, but actually understand what that means.
Yes. I get it. But
they're both on the same date. Not the same date. Well, the day itself, the day of the month is actually the same days, which is really weird.
Well, I mean, I feel like you should celebrate hardcore when you're like 40 or something and just have like a giant orgy in Vegas.
Oh, but why do we gotta wait till then? Let's do that now.
Okay,
this sounds amazing.
Let's go.
Let's just go to Vegas and have a huge orgy
next week.
Yes.
Meet us there.
I'm down. You can fly us out there. We'll do it.
Definitely. And then we'll use that as our
Bitcoin
bumper.
ballers out there that want to be beneficiaries to a orgy in Vegas.
Wow. We could just use it as an excuse to have a Bitcoin conference. Orgies for Liberty.
I wonder how many orgies happen at Bitcoin conferences.
Oh
I'm sure
God.
they're freaky deaky.
Okay, so speaking of cover photo activism, I feel like we're missing Students for Liberty because we haven't checked that out. Is that happening? Doesn't that happen before Liberty Forum?
I think it might be like a week before Liberty Forum. I'm looking at the schedule.
No, it was like in
last year. Okay, Liberty Forum this year is the 3rd week of February. All right. Last year ISFLC was on February 14th. It was on Valentine's Day. It literally would be the week before Liberty Forum this year. I don't know if I can swing going to both. But I gotta see exactly when it is. It might be on a different day. If it is, that's awesome. But it
Okay.
might be a little bit too close for me to get
Well,
so many
I
days
don't
off. And I
really-
don't want to take away from taking off a Pork
I don't
Fest
really
and our
mind
honeymoon.
not going to Liberty Forum. I mean, to whatever ISFLC. Like, good luck to everyone who goes. It was great. It was a great experience for that one time. But Liberty Forum's obviously more important.
And we'll be recording there, by the way.
We'll be recording once.
Oh, I didn't even tell you. Saturday, 2:00 at Liberty Forum, we'll be recording live the Rebel Love Show.
Oh,
on
they gave you the
LRN.FM.
schedule
I talked
already?
to Ian earlier. No, I talked to
Oh.
Ian. I said, like, when we can record. He says, I was doing Saturday.
Awesome.
So I like the fact that 2 is Saturday, so most of Liberty Forum had already
2 is
happened, so we
great.
can really talk
and
about Liberty
Friday,
Forum.
I can get super drunk because I only have to wake up at 2.
Well, we don't.
By 2.
No, you gotta wake up by like noon or 1.
We'll
Not the start of the show. Like wake up, like welcome to the Rebel
Babe,
Love Show.
I've done this show drunk as fuck. I've done this show like sick off brownies.
You are a trooper.
I
There
am
are
a
multiple times
trooper.
that you really muscled through a show.
I can make
I'll
this
give you
shit
that
work.
much. Yeah, you muscled through a couple times.
Hopefully at Liberty Forum, they'll be having the RLS party, which will be really great and fun. We have great ideas. We'd have a professional DJ, all the decorations, and just make it a classy event.
It is in the planning phases.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like we have a lot going on in the next couple of weeks, and who knows.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I just want a reason for like a dance party. Like I feel as if every single Liberty event
exercise.
every single Liberty event should have like a crazy dance party like that. I just assume that now for Liberty events. Maybe I'm just spoiled by Pork Fest and Keenvention.
Well, it doesn't have to be crazy. It could just be any social interaction. People need social interaction. It doesn't have to be like wild and on
every
Molly
single
and
I'm
jumping off
literally at the
light,
point where
light switches. But like,
if MDMA and Bill Domenico's laser is not involved, is not a Liberty event I want to go to. That's literally
maybe
what
that's why people don't want you to have their parties. Like they're like, no.
How can you be against those two things? Those two things are incredible.
There's a time and a place.
And yeah, and those time and places are at Liberty events. I mean, maybe more people would go to these things if I don't know, maybe more people in Liberty if there's more parties.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking cupcakes and punch.
Cupcakes and punch.
Yeah.
At a party for Liberty. Yeah. We're living free, and we gotta show how free we are. I want the Liberty movement to be like as big as like I want the Liberty movement to be bigger and cooler than all the people that go to Burning Man. That's what I want to see the Liberty movement to be.
Yeah, but one festival. They can't just do that at every festival. What if Burning Man happened like 18 times? People will be like, I'm sick of Burning Man. But anyway, I mean, it's been a pretty good couple weeks, and we got some more stuff coming up. And like I said, my audiobook will be coming out, and I'm talking it up, but I'm not saying much about it because I'm waiting for it to be finalized and finished, and then you can go download it for free on Audible. So don't sign up now. Sign up when it comes out, which should be by the next show. It'll definitely be out.
I'm sure it will.
No, I'm sure it will. Like literally, I'm waiting on one click, and then that's it. So I'm really excited for that and my new career as a voice actress. And
you're gonna be one of the shining stars.
Yeah, I'm doing books on BDSM and Revolution. I think that
how badass is
if
that?
you want to see, what kind of mistress I really can be, I have a sweet side, but I have another side as well. So don't be fooled.
Yeah,
Rob. What were you gonna say?
I'm excited about it. I want to listen to the whole thing.
You're listening to the whole thing?
The tips.
I hope you jerk off.
Oh, I will. Trust
where
me.
can we find you?
Where can we find me?
Yeah.
I'm at the Rebel Love Show. I'm at rebelloveshow.com.
Me as well. And also go like the Rebel Mistress on Facebook.
Peace, guys.
What if the key to achieving liberty in your lifetime was to move together with others who think like you? Liberty activists are joining the Free State Project, which is over 85% of the